Hey, it's ODB, and we're continuing our series. You may have seen 93. I decided then to go back and organize my Truckin, so I said, what the hell, before I put them back on the shelf. Let's go through them. So I published 93 so far in 1990. With 1991, I don't have all of them, but let's go through them. So this is January of 91, so about 32 years ago. Of course, C10s have been hot ever since then, ever since they came out, rather. And they were highly featured throughout the years. Now, when we get more into the early 90s and into the mid to late 90s, you're going to see tons of OBS trucks, rightfully so, because they were so popular. So that was January 91. Here is March 91. Missing the February issue. F100s, obviously super popular over the years. And you have some pink going on there. Okay. Recipe Steve Stillwell. This was Steve's Phantom Dually. This is April 91. And a very awesome cover. I like that it's kind of on location versus like in a studio. You've got the wash bucket that we would see in January 93. Similar type situations when Ballistic was on the cover. But Steve would write about this later on. I think it was in Street Trucks where he talked about the X marks the spot, and kind of staging the covers for these photo shoots was pretty cool. Rest in peace, Steve. You can see these do not, most of these don't have labels. I got to thank Fester from Florida, RA Fester, as well as Stick. They provided a lot of these. Now I've been collecting since 93. I got on eBay in the late 90s. So some of these could have come from eBay, but a lot did come from Fester from RA, Florida, and Stick. Here is June 91. Mini Truck Club listing. Even though Mini Truckin Magazine was going down, that was still kind of a popular thing that they would do. And maybe if they just needed content for an issue or needed to fill some pages or whatever. But you can see there, pile. At this point, they did have the binding. I kind of mentioned in one of the other videos how, the staples, they would kind of easily tear out. A lot of these are kind of getting faded, so I definitely need to go through these at some point. Okay, I have a couple of copies of this one. And again, if somebody wanted to do some trading, like if you see some issues I'm missing and you think you might have them, if you want to donate them, I'll give credit. Or if you want to trade some out, I'm willing to do that as well. I'm going to try to fill in some gaps for my trucking issues because I have, now that I've went through them from 90 to 99, well into the 2000s, I have a lot of issues. So here you go, Mini Truck on the cover. You guys have seen this one's made its rounds a little bit on social media a few times. Someone will kind of acquire some old Truckins and start posting them. You can see this one's pretty nasty, some coffee stains or something, grease stains. Again, you can see the big UPC, and it is worth noting that the price back then was $325. I think for a while magazines were like $295. But, you got a pretty good value for your money. This was a cool one, August 91. And again, K5 Blazers, those things are at an all-time, popularity high. But they've always been cool. And this one was cool because, Pile, we just saw, I think when I flipped in there, they were kind of an advertiser. So they would have worked some deals to try to, promote their product. It's really what the magazines are about. They were about bringing together good content, but obviously they had to sell advertising. And when we had Alan Paradise on OLP, he talked about how he helped drive, and start Mini Truckin', and he said how, the magazines were doing so well because this is where we all would gravitate towards. This is a cool one, September 91. I love, even though it's an indoor photo shoot, pretty cool. Guy's got his hand under the hood, and he's checking out the lady. Body Glove was a popular brand. It kind of probably still is from a name perspective. But real dope issue there. Cool cover. The hair, though. 90s. Here's October 91. Pretty cool. A little bit different. You got almost like the whole... It looks like it's whited out, but I'd imagine... Maybe it was. was going to say maybe they just shot it from a ladder and that's like the pavement asphalt around it. But either way, pretty cool. Again, another mini truck. They did not discriminate against mini trucks, although this isn't mini truck style, so to speak. It's more kind of like a pro street or hot rod. They definitely mixed it up. And then November 91, got the mullet going. If we had a mullet tracking list, that would be a tick mark. But November 91, Mega Mopar. Pretty cool to see something a little bit different, the Dodge truck on the cover. And then this one, this is one that we've seen, made its rounds. Now, somebody I think was asking about this, and this is another reason I knew in my head, when I put these up, I'll kind of catalog some of this, but December 91, I know this one comes up a couple times. I don't know if this truck ever ran in auto sound and security, but this S10, Kenwood S10, has made its rounds a little bit with people asking about it. You can check out the hair right there, the 90s. So December 91, appreciate all the support, y'all. Okay, I'm inserting this in. You'll see this a couple of times in each of these year trucking walkthroughs as far as the covers. I did have this one on my rack, and that's part of getting organized. So this one, it was not in the stack originally, but I did want to insert this in before we say we're out of here because it was May 1991. This is Sharts' truck, and of course, Rhonda, she was on, God, looking through all of the truckins, she might have been on like between 5 and 10 between trucking and mini trucking. She was on auto sound and security as well. You'll remember her from Ballistic with Pat Nichols' truck. Photographed great. Those colors, though. Of course, Shannon Bolus owns this one. Mike Sharts' old truck. Back to the video already in progress.